In all of this creation, it is life that is given. Once given, it is ours to do with as we will. That we have free will. That it is us who determines how we spend it, use it, ruin it, waste it, heal it, grow it. But what if our free will has been so meddled with, so other influenced, that we only think we have free will? And I say the only difference between knowing and not knowing is that we think we know. Who pulls the strings? Who or what messes with our minds? Even near invisible parasites can affect our mood, our behaviors, thus determine our thoughts and actions. Parasites in the form of persons and those that are unseeable to us, either material or spiritual, also can significantly infect us and our way of thinking, being, doing. Free will, then, the only true path is to will our path to divine creator energy. Call it Jesus, Yah, God, Prime Creator. We will ourself the one true living God that is in all of us, divine, inspired, creative, selfless, and loving beyond measure. One could say that if we do this, then we are not really free, but rather dependent. Well, aren't we? Or aren't we dependent on the air we breathe, water we drink, that we eat or perish, that we move, create, and build, or waste? Knowing we are dependent on these essentials of life, our awareness must be on the source of these, their preciousness, their pristineness and purity. Without our awareness for maintaining their integrity, without giving everything over to source in love and gratitude, our free will can likely become ill-influenced by forces and sources that do not support our best interests or even our best intentions. It is giving back or paying it forward in mind and spirit that feeds our soul and guides our life. And I say, life has us. Life does with us life does with us what it will. Our part in it is the free will to turn it over to God in gratitude and live a graced life so long as it is given. And so it is.
Hello, my name's Ron Vrooman. I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. This information has been seen by all that were looking. Now it is being read into the record. Oregon, the state among the several states, is not a corporation. It is a government. That is original jurisdiction. Our Oregon Constitution, circa 1859, returned to Oregon ratified. With the other half of the contract, the United States of America's Constitution, circa 1859. That is law. Article 1, Section 1, aka Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, is the provisional government on Oregon since November 2022. This era was without fraud or war before 1860, before the South Carolina seceded from the Confederation and Perpetual Union and broke it the second time. So, that is pretty clear. There are original statehood documents. There are at least two sets of this contract, originals and certified copies. One is in the National Archives and/or Library of Congress. The other original should be in our state archives, operated by the Office of Secretary of State for Oregon to state, or is it State of Oregon, aka all caps State of Oregon, a subdivision of the United States of Washington District of Columbia, Inc., with forts, ports, armories, and needful buildings, and what is left of the 10-mile square, and 17 territories. It is in some de facto incorporated martial law form. The Lieber Code was updated by the U.S. Army in 2018. The current malevolent form of martial law, except on Oregon. De facto it is. There, on Salem and throughout Oregon, it is illegal or illegitimate since 1910. It has failed. We are not deceived. And jure it is, to be without fraud. That takes a proper oath to the proper constitution with the laws of nature and nature's God included. A proper dictionary is required to define our constitutions, that is, original jurisdiction on Oregon. Then those that take the office do so properly and require others to do the same. 5 secretaries of state and 3 deputy secretaries of state have refused a viewing of our statehood documents over a period of several years. Tobias Reed, the current Secretary of State, and Michael Kaplan did not respond to our court subpoena recently. It was for public testimony in open court on the plaza in front of the State House. It seems there is no supporting evidence for Article 7 amended. The lawful repository for our statehood the lawful repository for our statehood documents operated by the de facto Salem oligarchy has no bona fides, credentials, or authority, nor are they with proper oath and bondability. Showing our statehood documents would demonstrate the fraud. The Oregon Supreme Court has acquiesced twice to having no proper oath, most recently November 2022. They could be original jurisdiction Article 7. Wally Carson mentioned that. Lisa Norris Lampe, a member of the Oregon State Bar, is counsel to the Supreme Court. Which one of the two has not been specified, but none have been excluded. There is no appellate court. There is Article 3, Article 7, Amendment 7, Civilian Common Law Court of Record, having implemented Ex parte Milligan, nullifying martial law, Libre Code, and FEMA on Oregon. Many of us recognize that things are not quite right. We have all been trained by those in charge since 1947. There really is an active conspiracy. The industrial, military, judicial, legislative, executive, banker, bar, royalist, Nazi, communist, jihadist, Catholic, Jesuit, Khazarian, UN, Big Pharma, medical conspiracy complex, minus the Georgia Guidestones. We got MK Ultra instead of 5 years of constitutional education starting no later than the 8th grade. The Oregon Department of Education ignored that ORS requirement. We get color of law, incorporated governance, by de facto Article 7 amended fraud since November 8, 1910. There is another ORS against simulating a legal action. Have you noticed there is no rebuttal to any testimony into or any actions from, of, or by our courts? 7 years of signed, sealed, stamped, witnessed, proof of service published, instruments and documents at www.orsja.org, 3 cable TV channels weekly, YouTube, and Brighteon. Kate Brown, Ron Wyden, Jeff Merkley, and Suzanne Bonamici were passed from our grand jury with true bills to a petite jury for Article 3, one Supreme Court with original jurisdiction, Article 7, Amendment 7, Civilian Common Law Court of Record. The verdict was they broke their oath, they have no honor, and they are unfit for a position of trust, specifically on Amendment 2. Tina Kotek and 88 additional legislators were passed from our grand jury with true bills to our petite jury for Article 3, one Supreme Court with original jurisdiction, Article 7, Amendment 7, Civilian Common Law Court of Record. The verdict was they broke their oath, they have no honor, and are unfit for a position of trust. Specifically, they held legislative session January 21st, 2021, when we were locked out. That is a due process violation by 89 Oregon legislatures with incontrovertible evidence. The judiciary of Article 7 amended, acquiesced, and defaulted to having no oath or bondability. They are all members of a foreign organization or guild, the Oregon State Bar and FARA, Foreign Agents Registration Act. They are unfit for a position in Article 7. Amendment 7, suits in common law. They are all fettered counsel. We have 36 offices of sheriff without one person with any proper credentials to occupy the office of sheriff on any county. We have 36 men and women without ORS 206, DPSST, county HR and recorder, oath and bondability, with the laws of nature and of nature's God included. The Secretary of State, Tobias Reed, and his deputy, Michael Kaplan, failed to appear when subpoenaed to testify in open court. That is a due process violation. There. That is a partial picture of the situation on Oregon. We suspect it is about the same on the other 32 states and 17 territories. The same steps we used on Oregon can be adapted to the others until we have the United States of America's Constitutional Congress and Electoral College assembled. And I yield.
Where are our sheriffs? Our Article 3, Amendment 7, Civilian Common Law Court of Records has made numerous visits and relentless communications to our county sheriffs on Oregon. Why? Because our sheriffs are our first protection against governance overreach. It is our county sheriffs that should be here to assist seniors to prevent their eviction from their home and all they possess. It should be our county sheriffs who protect and defend the people from a corrupt court system rather than ticketing them or supporting the illegitimate amended Article 7 courts. Our sheriffs seem to be avoiding any engagement with us, the people reaching out for a conversation about their refusal to see us. Contact requests are met with cricket sounds. Where are our sheriffs? It is significant that they take a proper oath to the Constitution circa 1859 with its original jurisdiction, that is, to the people rather than to a corporation, to our Creator, that is, with God included. Such a dejuration and oath is needed for there to be remedy in our system of governance. Let's get this ball rolling. It just takes one of you to make a difference to get it started, to assist in awakening your colleagues in sheriffdom. Let it be so.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. Then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up.
And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, just shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.